In Big Brother, one of the most important factors in any given week is who wins the competitions. They're the ones who determine which players are safe and which players aren't. So the outcome of these competitions can be catastrophically game-changing, and therefore we oftentimes see players gear up and really compete at their hardest. But sometimes, things don't go as planned. Throughout Big Brother history, we have seen our fair share of failures in the HOHs and vetoes, so today I thought it would be a fun idea to run through some of them. Get ready, because you're about to see some of the craziest competition moments in all of Big Brother. These are 5 of the biggest competition failures in Big Brother history.
Wait, what? You got the wrong one.
Rockstar, what the hell are you doing?
Rockstar's such an idiot. Oh my god.
So, what counts as a competition failure? Well, really, it's whatever you want to call it. Whether it be messing up a crucial competition for your game in glorious fashion, or just making an absolute bonkers mistake, or just being a goober, there are many ways for you to punch your ticket to make this list. Some of these are just silly moments that don't really matter past a couple minutes, whereas other fails have had a drastic impact on the rest of the season. So there's a really good amount of variety here. Now, what I do want to say before we start is that these are real people in really high-stress situations. Many people can get flustered under pressure, and that's surely the reason why some of these failures happened in the first place. So while it's all fun and games for us to watch these mistakes happen, I also think it's important to remember that this is just a silly little show at the end of the day, and I would like for this video to not come across as mean-spirited, as I'm sure these house guests have already thought about these specific failures more than enough on their own. So with that little disclaimer out of the way, we can actually get started.
Then get on your mark. Get set. Go!
To start off, let's talk about a classic. In Big Brother 13, at the double eviction veto, it was do or die for house guest Jeff. He was basically in control for the entire season up to this point, and if he could make it past this round, he had a really good shot at winning the whole thing. So this veto competition was everything for him. The goal was simple enough. All you had to do was be the first to find 2 clown shoes in your pile of balls, and with Jeff being by far the most athletic person out of everyone competing, he definitely had the advantage. That is, until at the very start when Jeff accidentally threw one of his clown shoes completely out of his area without realizing it. It happened almost right away, and in that instant, Jeff's game became instantly lost. Jeff kept searching and searching for that missing clown shoe all the way up until Portia won the veto, and because he couldn't find it, he was evicted at the end of the night. The missing clown shoe incident is one of the most memorable moments from the season, and it is definitely going on the list of biggest competition fails.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
You had to run in there and find 2 clown shoes. That's how I went out, clown shoes.
Oh my God, I can't believe I threw it out.
I did throw one of those shoes outside of my box. If I just would have looked to the left, there would have been a shoe sitting there and I would have on the POV and I wouldn't be sitting here and I would have a great shot at winning the game. Clown shoe. I think I'm gonna say it over in my head, clown shoe, clown shoe, clown shoe.
Next up, we have another infamous moment. Sometimes when you're in a competition, you can make a game plan with your alliance in order to give yourselves the best chance at succeeding. In Big Brother 17, the alliance of Austin, Liz, and Julia had a plan during the Ballerina veto at the final 6 to try and throw the veto to Julia. If Julia won, then all 3 of them would be safe for that round, and they'd more than likely steamroll through the last few rounds of the game. The competition started out strong for them once they took out Steve, and at the start of the second round, it was Julia's turn to pick an opponent. The plan was for her to pick Johnny Mac, but right before she did, Vanessa got into her ear, and in a spur-of-the-moment effort, Vanessa told her to pick Austin and successfully confused Julia to the point where she actually did pick Austin instead of Johnny Mac. This freaked Austin out and made him very paranoid. So because he was worried that he was getting played, he went out there and he beat Julia, which ruined their plan to have her win the veto. And since Julia could no longer win the veto, it guaranteed that one of the 3 of them would go home. Austin ended up winning the veto, and by the end of the week, Julia was the house guest evicted, and it was all because she chose to compete against Austin instead of Johnny Mac.
The girls and I are on the same page that we could potentially throw this veto to Julia, because if Julia wins, she can pull Liz down, and those 2 votes can save me.
It's time for round 2. Julia, who would you like to challenge in the next Bowl Arena match?
Wow. Vanessa's whispering to Julia, hey, pick Austin. Oh my God, Vanessa, if you pull this off, you're a genius.
I would like to challenge Austin.
Julia picks me? What is happening right now? She should be picking John. Am I being played by my girlfriend and her twin sister? Is this the conspiracy by the whole house? Am I the target? What is going on?
Why'd you pick me?
I don't know.
Sorry, Julia, you've been eliminated.
Julia, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.
Now, this next one is a really unique case because the competition fail happens from somebody who isn't even in the competition. It was week 3 of Big Brother 8, and Dick was the HOH. Dick nominated Jen and Kale was his primary target for the week. Dick tried to rattle Kale up before the veto comp in an attempt to get in her head and lower her chances at saving herself, and it worked. The veto comp had the players trying to balance a cup on top of a hat that they wore, and pretty much as soon as the competition started, Kale messed up, she dropped her cup, and therefore, she was eliminated. At this point, the outcome for the week had pretty much been set in stone. Since Kale lost the veto, she would go home. However, things were about to change. You see, Kale basically had just one ally left in the game, good old Mike. And for some unquestionably bad reason, Mike wanted to show Kale that he was still loyal to her. So it was down to just Dick and Jen left in the competition, and even though this was already after Kale had lost, Mike was still putting in his full effort to try and distract Dick enough so that he would mess up and lose the veto. Not only is this just pretty dumb to do in the first place, but Dick was literally the HOH and had power, whereas Mike was absolutely powerless. So this really makes absolutely no sense. Mike continued to pester evil Dick to the point where Dick said, "Okay, I'll tell you what, you're on the block," and he eliminated himself from the competition. What? By Dick throwing the competition, Jen won the veto and got to take herself off the block, and Dick fulfilled his promise and replaced her with Mike. By the end of the week, the tide turned towards Kale's favor, and Mike actually ended up being the house guest evicted at the end of all of it. So, had Mike just sat around and not purposely ticked off the HOH, Kale would have gone home and he would have been safe. But because Mike so badly wanted to prove that he was such a good ally to Kale, he accidentally put himself in a spot to go home in her place. And at the end of it all, he wasn't even in the veto. This is just crazy stuff.
The competition begins now.
Evil made it very loud and clear that the only way for me to stay here is I had to win the power of veto.
Sorry, Kale, you're out of the competition.
Kale and myself teamed up to get Dick off the pedestal. That was definitely an effort to show I was still being loyal to Kale.
Mike and Kale are in there scheming.
So why wouldn't you want to put them up against each other?
Mike's for another time. Kale's for right now.
What's in the bean can, Mikey?
So you want to go on the block?
Dick, come on. Quit playing games.
You'll be up if she goes, dude. And it doesn't even make sense what you're doing. It's over. One of you is going home.
I'm just showing my loyalty to the end.
So you want to go on the block now?
Yeah.
I'll put you on the block, you know it.
All the threats in the world aren't going to make me afraid. It's a game. I'm bigger than this game. Nothing personal, but it's a game.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
That you hope it is. There you go.
You're on the block.
Thanks, man.
Dick
No
has
worries.
been eliminated.
I was hoping that the other house guests, that I was always going to be an honest player and would remain loyal. Mission accomplished.
Mike is an idiot. Dude, what's wrong with you? He was safe. That was the stupidest move. You beat Marcellus, dude. Now you'll top the list.
I'm gonna nominate Mike.
Mike, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.
And now, to wrap up the video, we have a double pick from Big Brother 20. Starting off the double dosage of BB20, you know I had to do it. Up next, I have Kaitlyn's bonus life puzzle. Kaitlyn had just been voted out of the house, but was given a special competition to complete. If Kaitlyn could complete a puzzle in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, then she would be given an extra life in the game and therefore could return to the house and play. The kicker here is that A, 2 minutes and 30 seconds was an absurdly large amount of time for this puzzle, and B, the puzzle was already solved at the start. Kaitlyn effectively just had to move a solved puzzle from one spot to another spot while only slightly taking it apart. Unfortunately, Kaitlyn really cracked under the pressure. Her 2.5 minutes were sadly littered with self-doubt to the point where we saw her sit down in defeat numerous times before the timer struck 0. It was the most shocking failure I had ever seen up to that point. I'm pretty sure the production team was shocked because they didn't even have a chair ready for Kaitlyn in case she did lose, and I'm also pretty sure I read somewhere that not a single person who tested the puzzle beforehand had failed, although that might be misinformation. Regardless though, it ended up being kinda hard to watch, as it was 150 straight seconds of watching someone crumble under the pressure. But it is one of the most famous Big Brother moments of the past decade, and it definitely deserves a spot on this list.
Welcome back to Big Brother. Just moments ago, Kaitlyn was evicted from the Big Brother house, but she has received the bonus life, which now gives her a chance to save her game. You will only have 2.5 minutes to complete the puzzle. Then get on your mark. Get set. Go.
Minutes remaining. 90 seconds remaining.
Oh my god.
1 minute remaining.
No. No. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No. It's sad. I can't lift it. I can't lift it.
10 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1.
I'm sorry. Your time in the Big Brother house is officially over.
For the second Big Brother 21, we have potentially the most catastrophic failure of all time, and that's Rockstar double messing up in OTEV in week 7. Rockstar was sitting on the block due to the hacker twist, but the veto had yet to be played, and it could have been her saving grace. If either herself, Haley, or Fessy were to win the veto, then Rockstar would be saved and someone from level 6 would be evicted. During the veto, things were looking really good for Rockstar, as it came down to just herself, Haley, and Tyler as the final 3 players. When this round started, we saw Tyler quickly find an answer and run back to OTEV. But Tyler actually had the wrong answer. This meant that as long as nothing crazy happened, Tyler was poised to get eliminated from the round and he didn't even realize it. But, of course, that's where Rockstar's first blunder comes in. Rockstar was the second player to find an answer, but as she was making her way up to OTEV, she tried to compare her answer with Tyler to ensure that she grabbed the right answer. In doing so, Tyler recognized that he didn't have the right answer, so he quickly ran back down and was able to find the actual correct bottle before Haley did, which eliminated Haley from the competition. Had Rockstar just said nothing to Tyler, then when it was time to reveal the answers, Tyler would have been incorrect and therefore eliminated from the competition, and Rockstar would have been guaranteed safe. But because she did, now she had to go head-to-head against him. So, in the final round, we saw Rockstar versus Tyler. And in the end, we actually saw Rockstar pull off the underdog run as she was the first to make it to OTEV with an answer. The veto looked to be hers, and all was good. Except Rockstar actually picked the wrong answer. Yeah. Rockstar unfortunately blundered for a second time, and since she presented the wrong answer to OTEV, she was eliminated from the competition and Tyler won. This moment right here is the craziest 1-2 punch of messing up that I have ever seen, and both were critical in her loss. Had Rockstar only messed up just one time, it wouldn't have mattered, but because she messed up twice, it allowed Tyler to swoop in and win the veto. And because of it, Rockstar was evicted by the end of the week. It's really, really bonkers, and it also sort of kicked off a domino effect that sent her entire alliance home over the coming weeks, so it is definitely deserving of the top spot on this list.
So the line's been drawn in the sand. We got a good old-fashioned 3v3. It's me, Angela, and Casey versus Fessy, Haley, and Rockstar. Whoever loses is losing a number this week.
So it's down to me, Rockstar, and Tyler. Tyler, you're going out this round.
Bring me the medicine of the last 2 house guests evicted before jury.
I'm just thinking the last 2 house guests evicted, so I'm on the lookout for Rachel and Bailey.
Kaitlyn and Rachel?
Huh?
Kaitlyn and Rachel?
Or Jared?
Oh.
When Rockstar compares her answer with mine, I immediately realize I grabbed the wrong bottle.
Rockstar, what the hell are you doing?
What have I done? I accidentally helped Tyler.
Better not evict me.
Thank you.
I gave him the answer. I didn't me too.
I brought you some Rachel Tustin with Kaitlyn oil. Barely.
Haley, sorry. You have been eliminated.
It's down to me and Tyler, and I just can't believe that I just happened to be a dumbass and show him the answer.
Bring me the medicine of house guests evicted with 8 or more votes.
Take yourself off the block, Rockstar!
For all those people that were thinking I was weak, eat this.
Rockstar, what medicine have you brought OTEV?
I brought you Kaitlyn with 200 milligrams of Bailey.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, that was the wrong medicine.
Oh my gosh, my heart is bumping right now.
Rockstar, you have been eliminated.
So close, like I felt the necklace around my neck. So close.
Tyler, congratulations! You have won the golden power of veto!
She got the wrong bottle. She got the wrong bottle. What?
Rockstar, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.
And there we go. These are just a handful of the times that players have failed during the competitions. Hopefully you enjoyed watching, because if I had to guess, I'd be willing to bet that there will be a part 2 to this video in the upcoming days, so get ready. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I, of course, need to give that extra special shout out to all of my YouTube members who I can guarantee would never fail a competition in this manner. And, as always, here's a clip for you on your way out.
I noticed that every house guest was after Jen, and poor Mike was working on Evil.